Good evening, everybody. Good afternoon. Welcome to the Unfiltered World podcast show. I'm your host, Tabiso Wiseman Zulu. And I'd like to say thank you for being here, for listening, for participating. And I have good news. I have very good news. We are now live on Instagram. For now, we are on Instagram, and as the time goes on, we're gonna be on other platforms. Facebook, we're gonna open our page on Facebook very soon, but for now, we are on Instagram. So if you can follow us, you can follow us on Instagram. We are the Unfiltered World podcast. We are Unfiltered World podcast. So on today's topic, we are talking about society and culture, which is part 2 from yesterday's podcast. So let's just dive into it. Let's not waste any time, okay? And again, thank you for tuning in. Please subscribe on Spotify and please do follow us for more topic like this and more. So for this month alone, we are talking more, or we are diving in more into this topic, society and culture, because we have seen that it does in fact affect a lot of young people. Us growing up, we didn't have this exposure into tattoos because, sometimes in Africa, tattoos are seen more of, evil. So sometimes tattoos can be seen as evil or can be associated with crime. So we never, we were never exposed to tattoos as we are in today's world, right? So and I do get it. Times have changed and times are changing very, very quickly and very fast. So it doesn't matter how you see, or it doesn't matter how you how you see people with tattoos, but with regard to that, I'd like to say, please do respect other people's choices. It's their body, it's their rights, most importantly. So people, they draw tattoos on their bodies for different reasons, right? Without further ado, let's get into it, okay? So can teenagers with tattoos get a job? That is one of the most asked questions in the everyday life. Really, can teenagers with tattoos get a job? Is that simple? How simple it is? Is it possible? So today you're gonna find out whether it is or not, or whether it's right or wrong. So the answer is yes. Yes, teenagers with tattoos can get a job. So yes, they can, but it depends on the job. Okay? It depends on the job. Some companies are accepting, of tattoos, especially creative or tech industries. However, jobs in banks, schools, law, and corporate offices may be less flexible, right? They may be less flexible simply because tattoos, they are often seen as, gang affiliated. Visible tattoos can make people fear or judge you somehow, So they also could make it harder for you to get a job. It depends on where you're looking for a job. At some point, tattoos can never be stigmatized, and you just can't judge a person by a drawing, by a means of self-expression, But it depends, as I've said before, it depends on where you're looking for a job. Where are you looking for a job? Is it a government sector? Is it a public sector? Is it an art sector? Is it a creative sector? Like the theaters, movies, tattoos, tattooist, and other jobs in relation to that particular subject. Tattoos can be more accepted, but in a certain environment, tattoos can be accepted. So at some point, tattoos cannot be accepted. It depends on when you work, the sector, the rules and the regulations, the requirements, or things like that. So how do tattoos affect a teenagers in life, in society? That's another question most people do get to ask a lot. Tattoos can influence how people are perceived. That's number one. Teenagers may face prejudice, teasing, or assumptions about responsibility. In some social groups, tattoos may even create barriers to acceptance or opportunities, right? Like I've already mentioned, that opportunities can be there, but opportunities at some point can't be scarce. It depends on the type of job you are looking for, depends on the society, depends on the culture, religion, So it even creates this sense whereby people judge you based on the kind of tattoos that you are drawing on your body. And trust me, it's not a bad thing, but it depends on where you are in the world and what kind of society you are living in, And it depends on a lot of things, It depends on a lot of things. Some of which we have already mentioned, and I do get this feeling a lot where I ask myself a lot of questions, like I for myself really love tattoos, and I really love tattoos, I love them a lot. So there's no right or wrong to this thing. There's no right or wrong to these things. But it also depends on where you are in the world and the type of society where you live in. So, my take on this topic: should you or should you not draw tattoos? No, I'm just neutral, So it doesn't matter whether you do draw some or you don't. It just entirely depends on you. It's your choice. It's your right. It's a way of self-expression, how you want to express yourself, And some, they draw tattoos only for memories, It's memories that can last or be cherished forever. I can easily draw a picture of my child, or write a name of my child, maybe draw a butterfly, what else? Maybe I could draw the dates of my successes and my achievements. There's a lot. There are lots of reason why people actually do draw tattoos. Maybe I could draw myself in Spain if I happen to be in Spain for, like I'm the first person to be in Spain for the first time ever. Like, how that big, that's a memory that's worth cherishing. So why not draw a tattoo? Why not? It's my body at some point. It's my body. So in the very end, it's my right also. So if I happen to be in Spain one day and then end up getting a tattoo by a Spanish individual that would also leave an unforgettable mark and unforgettable moments that were to be cherished. Moments whereby I could talk, I could tell my stories, how Spain was and how Spain is, the humidity, things like sea, how is the sea like, how people are like, how the food tasted, what are the creatures that are in Spain, I could tell a lot of stories about that, but like I've said before, it's entirely your choice. I see it as a means of self-expression. That's it for me. It's just a means of self-expression, nothing more, nothing to it. So all tattoos socially unacceptable? No, man. No, 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 no. Okay, how can I answer this question? So, not necessarily small discrete, you know, discrete tattoos are more socially acceptable than large or offensive designs, placements, and visibility play a very, very big role in a society on or in how societies react, you know. So it's it's like I feel like I'm repeating the same things again and again. Uh, but let me just go through this. As I've mentioned before, whether you do get a tattoo on your body or you don't, it's all up to you. So it doesn't matter how societies see you, you know. It doesn't matter how other people think about you. It doesn't matter how somebody sees you. You know, it's just you. It's just you. You just live in a moment, man. Just live in a moment. Be comfortable in your body. Don't try to be somebody else. Take a look at Lil Wayne and 2 Chainz. You know, Lil Wayne has plenty of tattoos in his body, and he is comfortable in his own body. You know, he loves his tattoos, just like Ross always does. He always says that I love my tattoos very much, and you know, like, just respect my tattoos, you know. So, just like you can also defend yourself that way and say, no, man, it's my body. So, how you see me, it's just on you. Don't put that kind of pressure on me. It's just me and my body and my rights. You know, how I want to draw my tattoos, it's entirely up to me. And you shouldn't be bothered on how I draw my tattoos or how my tattoos are big or small. You shouldn't be bothered by that. It's not your body, man. It's not your body. And at the end of the day, it's not your body. So chill, man. Chill. Okay. I guess that does. I guess I do give a good answer to that kind of question. Are all tattoos socially unacceptable? So now, okay, can tattoos affect long-term opportunities? I doubt, but at some point, yes, permanent tattoos might limit future job prospects. And again, it does revolve more on the job opportunities, right? And the society, the culture, uh, things like that, you know. So, or like professional advertisement, especially in conservative fields, teens should be, teens should think long term before deciding tattoos. Okay, why teens should be thinking long term before deciding to draw tattoos. My advice on this one is take your time. Don't be quick to draw tattoos on your skin first, especially permanent tattoos. Simply because times are changing very, very quickly. So my advice is do not draw tattoos based on trends, but rather draw tattoos based on how you feel, not as of like today, but for example, let me demonstrate this thing. So when you draw a tattoo, you may draw a tattoo based on maybe based on things like memories, things that does last forever, things that can't be cherished, and things that can't be passed on to the next generation, in a sense whereby I get to draw my child first tattoo, or maybe like I draw my baby mama's pregnancy on my body, something that I could cherish forever. That maybe on this day or on this particular day, I had my first baby mama pregnant. Therefore, after giving birth, therefore I get to write a second tattoo in relation to that. Okay. Now I have in fact a child. My first child, and my first child is very precious to me. So, because to me it's something that is like worth cherishing and very, very precious to me, why not get a tattoo on it? Just giving some tabs here and there. Like one day when I am 50 years old, maybe like 40, 45, maybe 65, I could always just look back and just be reminded of those wonderful moments. At this particular age of mine, I had my very first baby mama pregnant, and then after that, I got my first child, and as I'm watching my child grows, like those kind of thing, my first child turning 1, turning 2, turning 3, and now the first steps, of being a parent, you're seeing your child taking those first steps, those first baby steps, take 2 steps and fall, take 3 steps and fall, like things like that. You can, I guess you do get a picture of what I'm saying, or you do get answers to everything we have spoken about today, and I don't want to dwell too much on this because some people, they may be offended, some people, they may take it emotionally, but I'm not saying anything is wrong here. I'm not saying anything is wrong, or who shouldn't be doing what, or shouldn't be doing this, or should do this, or who should do that, or what kind of tattoos you should be drawing, or what kind of tattoos you shouldn't be drawing, right? I'm just exploring the topic, right? If you do have comments on this topic, please go to our Instagram, and our Instagram is Unfiltered World Podcast Show. That's where I get to post every show. Currently, we are not posting any videos. It's just pictures and topics in relation to what I am posting currently on the streaming platforms, so currently we're just exploring the audio format and the updating of our listeners on our Instagram, and surely soon enough we're gonna be updating you on Facebook, and hopefully in the near future we're gonna be live on Instagram. We're gonna be live on on YouTube also. But that's a long term. That's a long term vision. But for now, please stay tuned and talk to me and subscribe. Don't forget to follow. And I can't wait to hear from you. If you did like this episode again on tattoos, on how societies see people who have tattoos, and whether that does affect you on getting a job in the future, or would it be advisable for you to get a tattoo at an early stage? It just be reminded that there's no right or wrong in this topic. It's just you and you only. It's just you and you only. So if you can relate to this topic, please do follow. And if you fear that your child can somehow, or in fact, if you do feel that your child may be entering the stage whereby they get to be exposed in tattoos, or you suspect that your child is somehow having a tattoo, and then you are not approving it, and that could create a very, very harsh environment for the child. But if the child is above the ages of 18, 18, 20, I may say just accept, and it's who they are. Otherwise, you could be trying to solve something that is just there, permanent. And by trying very hard to be hard on your children, can end up driving them away or chasing them away, or fearing you that you are intimidating them at some point, so they no longer feel comfortable around you. So as a parent, there are things that we should accept and try to familiarize ourselves with. As I've said, times are changing, and times are changing very, very quickly in our days. So it's always better to adjust and adapt to this kind of hard times that parents are going through and children are going through at some point. So without saying anything that's gonna be, or that might be harmful to other people, children or parents, this is my closing for this topic. I hope you did enjoy, and so my conclusion to this, or my take on this topic, is that tattoos are permanent choices that carry health, social, and professional consequences. For teenagers, the risks often outweigh the benefits, making careful consideration crucial before making decisions, right? So it's just one of those things. It's just one of those things. Whether it's not good, it's not bad, it's just one of those things. We look up to many people, and it's very unfortunate that many people that you are looking up on are in fact artists who happen to inspire us. So many of teenagers, they look up to artists, to have tattoos or to draw tattoos. So yeah, I guess this is the closing. And if you did enjoy this topic, please do stay tuned for the next episode. And please keep in mind, this is part 2 from yesterday's podcast show under the same topic, society and culture. And This time around we are on tattoos. Okay, so have a nice day and stay tuned for the next episode. And from tomorrow I'm gonna be moving on to the next topic, which is news. Okay, tomorrow we're gonna be looking at or we're gonna be exploring trending news. Trending news can be anything, because like every day we have in fact, like each and every country has its own trending news each and every single day, right? So tomorrow I'm not going to be exploring South African trends as such, but I'm going to be exploring just generally trends. Trends can be in your country or in other country, can be in my country, it can be anywhere, and it can be anything. So whether it's from Twitter, it's from anywhere, maybe from Google, from anywhere, but there is always a trending topic. So tomorrow we're going to be exploring more topics like that, and whether they do affect us in some way or they don't, just like the wars, do affect us. But without further ado, stay tuned for the next episode. I'm just giving an insight on what are we going to be talking about and exploring tomorrow. Please stay tuned for the next episode, which is episode 3 for tomorrow, which is news. Tomorrow we're exploring news. That's our topic for tomorrow. So good night, have a nice day.